We are Luka
and Dino.
and we are filmmakers who love miniatures, and we always use them in our films. You might have heard about Splashback or Slice of Life.
And we also have a YouTube channel where we are putting a lot of behind-the-scenes videos on the way that we work with miniatures.
And we have exciting news. We got contacted by the Lego Group because they heard that we're huge Fast and Furious fans.
Yeah, I mean, we actually grew up on these movies. Which one is your favorite Fast and the Furious movie?
Probably the first one because it has the biggest impact on our culture and people loving to race in general.
Cool. Mine is the third, because of the setting. Tokyo is very cool.
And because of drifting.
Yeah, drifting. Everybody wanted to drift
Yeah.
back then. So, they're putting out these two brand new Lego Technic cars, the Nissan Skyline,
And the Toyota Supra.
and they want us to do a short Lego Technic Fast and the Furious film.
And because the cars look pretty realistic, we thought about building the whole world surrounding these cars in miniatures.
Yeah. So this is going to be a huge epic project for us that we're going to do in miniature, full of action
racing
and action
and racing.
and drifting.
Yeah, and really cool Easter eggs because we want to pay tribute to the Fast and Furious franchise.
Sure. But the first thing we need to do is to call a professional.
Somebody who actually worked on the movies and somebody who's really good with cars.
Yeah. So we're calling Dennis. Hey Dennis, how's it going?
Excellent. Yeah. Can't complain.
Very
Keeping busy
good.
over here.
So can you tell us a little bit about your company?
I'm sitting here in my shop right now, in the office of my shop. So basically, my company's Vehicle Effects. Been building cars for the Fast and Furious franchise going back, gosh, I believe over a decade now. I'm sorry, 2 decades.
So we are doing a short film and we want to recreate 3 legendary stunts from the movies.
Yes, and those have to be really special stunts.
Yeah.
And we thought about cars out of planes
The skyscraper jump.
and the race through Tokyo with a lot of drifting.
Yeah. So we hope that you could tell us how you actually did it in real life.
So starting with the cars out of planes. Well, just give us some cars and we'll put some parachutes and they'll be fine. I'm like, it just sounded like a horrible idea to me. And then the parachutes worked, but the problem was if there was wind, the car would get twisted, it would tangle up. One charger just hit the ground, another charger actually successfully landed. And I'm getting, updates from my guy, Brad, that's out there. He said, hey, it was successful, the car landed. He goes, oh, hold on. And what had happened was the car landed, the chute collapsed. Well, then the wind came up and it dragged the car about 2 miles across the desert, just tumbling the entire way. So I was like, oh, gosh. But anyways, at the end of the day, they did get some great shots. I'll say that. When you watch that sequence, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So we actually don't plan to throw them out of a real plane. We'll just build a miniature airplane, the tail.
Just the tail.
Yeah. And we just throw them from 3 feet high.
Yeah, and they'll land on a cushion. We don't want to break them.
Get a couple pillows out there. It'll be fine. I love it.
All right. So what's the second one? The skyscraper jump.
It was actually pretty cool. And what people don't realize about that sequence is there was much more reality to it than anybody would have guessed. And when I say that, yes, obviously we didn't jump far from a building to a building, but we did recreate buildings. I think the first room was the fancy room with everything going on, the people, the dresses, and the suits. So that was all recreated, and the car literally drove through it, stuff people jumping out of the way, goes all the way through. At the end, there's a breakaway window. The car actually goes out the window and drops into a landing. I think it was just we put a bunch of cardboard boxes that it could land into.
And the last one, the Tokyo race.
So the part when they drift through Shibuya, was it actually filmed in Tokyo or somewhere else?
We learned very quickly that filming in Japan is very, very difficult. And then we recreated that intersection right here in Glendale, California. But they basically created like the bottom 6 feet of all the buildings, curbs, sidewalks, everything. And we did and it was basically to scale. So we could do that whole sequence and then visual effects tied in the rest, in post. And, worked out really well.
Basically, that's the same thing we'll do. Only we'll have to build a miniature Tokyo.
Yeah, and the Shibuya crossing.
Mini
Shibuya
Shibuya crossing. Yeah.
All right, so we actually heard that you brought the real versions of these 2 cars into your garage.
Yeah, this is our shop here. And this is the actual car from the movie. So this is the actual original car from the film that was the hero vehicle.
So the first thing I notice is the paint job. Looks exactly the same like on our Lego Technic cars.
Stickers.
Yeah. The rims, the rear spoilers are there.
Yeah,
pretty
everything is
cool.
very closely matched to the originals.
I'll just give you a quick under hood shot of it as well.
Oh, when you push the Lego car, when you drive it, the clips in the engine actually move because everything is
Connected to the
Yeah.
transmission.
Yeah, so that's cool. I noticed the Supra has the NOS bottles in the trunk. Like, is it also in the original car?
Sure does. Yeah.
Two of those. Oh yeah,
Yeah, perfect.
there they are.
So we actually plan to drive the cars by attaching a fishing string to them and pulling
them, yeah.
Yeah. You know, the cool moment in the movies when they actually show the insert of the NOS bottle, you know, and you hear the hissing,
Yeah.
and the car
they
accelerates.
accelerates very
We have to figure out how they will accelerate.
And give that string an extra tug real quick. You know, just there you go.
Yeah, extra time.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
And especially bringing those legendary cars to your garage.
Yeah, it was great to see a piece of film history.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you very much. Great chatting with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing the new Lego kit. Keep
Yeah.
me posted.
Okay, yeah, this is quite a challenge.
We don't have a lot of time. We have 1 month for building everything.
Yeah.
And 1 month for filming.
Yeah, and you know what? Every shot is going to be a special effect. That's the thing.
Yeah, because we're gonna try to do everything in camera.
Yeah, like in the old days.
Yeah, because that's how we roll.
All right, let's get to work.
The race is on.
Welcome to our studio.
We really didn't expect you. So this is our workshop where we are creating all the miniatures. We like to think of it as a little creation ILM.
Here is our plane exterior, and it's only the back of the plane. And Luka had to build it just for 2 shots, which is very unfortunate.
So we took the 3D model that we created and we sliced it basically in a lot of different slices, and we got a bunch of these cross sections that could then be converted into vectors and then laser cut, and we glued a bunch of newspapers over the shell. But the problem is it's always a little bit wrinkly. So I had to put wood filler over it, sand it. It was a really slow and painstaking process, but that's the only way you can get the really nice surface, right? It's our first day of filming in the studio, and we are filming with the robotic arm for the first time, and we are very excited because of it. This car is much smaller than this one, so we always need to frame them so they look like they are the same.
And when the smaller car is closer to the lens, it looks exactly the same size as the bigger one.
This is the first shot where we are using the TV as a projection, and we are filming from the inside of the hangar. All the backgrounds that we're going to use for these shots are actually made just for our filming. And we had a guy who made everything in Unreal Engine, rendered it out, and now we can use it as a backdrop.
Also, the TV serves as a great light source. It gives us backlight on the cars.
Well, we have to spin the wheel in place, and of course the cars are not motorized, so we wrapped some fishing string around the wheel, and now we're just gonna pull on the fishing string.
We just frame it a bit higher, so you never see actually the rubber touching the ground.
3, 2, 1, action! To sell the shot, you have to invent a human airplane shape. I'm trying technique with my legs. A bit of hip shaking.
Okay, we had a tailor create a parachute specifically for this shoot in the correct scale with the car. I have to blow the parachute open with the leaf blower. At the same time, we pump the smoke, and Dino is doing a lot of complicated moves with the camera. It's a coordinated ballet, basically.
Yeah. And
yeah.
hopefully we'll manage to make a 1.5 seconds of a decent shot.
Exactly. So yeah, we filmed the airplane and the parachute thing falling through the sky.
And now we're off to the rooftop.
Yes. This is the rooftop set.
You obviously need ventilation shafts, AC units, antennas.
Most of these things are designed in 3D first and then 3D printed. The guys in the workshop did a lot of weathering here to make it dirty and weathered. Our electrician programmed the lights to blink in a different manner. So this signal light is blinking rapidly, and this one is a bit slower.
So after starting to film some technical shots, now we're doing our first stunt shot.
This shot killed us. It took 2 hours just for this one shot. You have to lower the car with one hand, and then you have to turn it when it lands. Hopefully we got at least one that's working, but it takes a long time. instead of putting the camera on the hood of the car, we just removed the whole hood and put it on the camera.
It reminds of those 90s action films.
Yeah.
Almost like destiny awaits the cars before the jump. This is our third miniature set. It's the empty office building, and it's a construction site.
We prepared a bunch of these tiny props like little pellets, ladders, pallet jacks. Now we're gonna have a lot of fun detailing it to make it seem like it's like the builders just left.
3, 4, akcja.
We are filming the epic crash through the glass.
Of course, this is a very important shot, and we always use many cameras. This time we use 3. Safety first. Safety first.
3, 4, camera.
To create the streets of Tokyo, we need 6 buildings. So I laser cut all the panels with the windows, glue them together to form the facades, and then we connect them into the final shapes. Once the buildings are built, I prime them, then we carefully put them in a van and bring them to the workshop where the guys can continue the work.
Basically, it's the exciting part because we bring all the buildings here, right? And we do the painting.
Then we need to wash them, and washing is like dirtying them, you know, with dirty black diluted paint. It stops looking like a plastic toy and it starts looking realistic.
We do the windows, we do detailing, for instance, gluing on AC units. We decorate the storefronts. So here you see all the really cool last phases of the build process.
We had to create 36 functioning street lamps for the streets of Tokyo. We have about 150 of these neon signs, and each one needs to get a designed image on them, right? After over a month of insanely hard work and many long evenings, it's finally Christmas time!
While filming Tokyo, we mostly pushed the cars, pulled them with a string, but the most exciting shots were the ones that involved drifting.
I have to puppeteer the skyline, and I have to drift into the corner and then straighten it out. We are now filming a shot where the camera goes over the miniature table, and we put these little tiny glasses and bottles and everything on the table.
Roger's World of Ducks truck is passing the crossing, and the Supra is avoiding it in the last second and goes around it.
Often we have a crash. That happens too often.
We tried to be very careful and not to crash cars, but then it didn't look dangerous enough. We have a broken car, but we maybe have a good shot.
We finally arrived to the money shot. This is 2,000 Lego ducks. 3, 4, shot.
Sure.
The second take failed because there were so many ducks, the car actually stopped. It couldn't get through them. 3, 4.
And we also had some real cool additional slow motion shots. So we managed to get a really close up of the Lego duck.
We're filming, for example, for 2 days, for 10 hours every day. And then you watch the edit and it's like 5 seconds of footage. And it goes by so fast that you're like, it was 2 days of work. It's a little bit silly.